So Lantern, I found out Mike Rober and Mr. Beast are putting together another thing like Team Trees like they did last time, but it's Team Seas. I think we should maybe check out the video, maybe participate. What do you think?
Let's do it, man. I'm all about the oceans.
I'm gonna attempt to collect 30 million pounds of trash from this river all
Oh,
by
man.
myself. But there's a catch, because Mr. Beast and his boys and a butt ton of volunteers are gonna try and beat me to it by collecting 30 million pounds of trash from this beach. Now I know what you're thinking. Psh, Mark, 1 versus 1,000 hardly seems like a fair fight. And you'd be right.
But he's gonna use a NASA rocket.
I actually do have one other teammate who just so happens to be a floating 50-ton trash-eating robot. You gotta
Oh yeah, of course he's gonna have the engineered one.
I made this beat.
All right, dude.
Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing.
Dude, we've been going. Look at all these people.
What? Go, 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 go. You started already. So with the trash picking competition officially underway, while Mr. Beast and his crew performed manual labor like a bunch of lame humans,
All the trash stuff.
Bunch of
is
lame
weighing on
humans.
me.
all me and my autonomous robot had to do was wait.
Right?
And we didn't have to wait long.
Trying to help fix the world a little bit.
I love the idea of Jimmy getting all sweaty on the beach, picking up trash the old-fashioned way, while I just let it all come to me. We got some eggs, looks like a Go-Gurt. Oh, what do we got here? This is a Cola Rio.
I don't understand how this machine works though. Is it like a conveyor belt on the floor and then it comes? I don't get it.
It's a conveyor belt that kind of sits in the water a bit and constantly picks up the floating trash
Jimmy!
and then puts it into dumpsters.
Trash on the beach.
It's pretty dope.
By this point, my robot had also started firing on all cylinders and was closing the gap, which makes this...
And if you want to help build more of these robots, go to teamseas.org and donate just $1, and we can get all 30 million pounds of the goal
Welcome back.
out of the ocean.
On the Interceptor.
Nice place you got here. That is Boyan.
These things look expensive,
This
man.
robot exists, and his origin story for caring about trash in the ocean comes from something that happened to him more than a decade ago.
Well,
16 years old.
about 15 million of the 30 million they're trying to raise is to build more of these to put these in the 1% of rivers that are the worst offenders.
Why can't we just clean this up? That kind of started a few things for me.
Which
I'm
is
sure he's done crazy math on how much that'll impact the situation.
cleanup
Mhm.
with the audacious goal to rid the ocean of all trash and plastic. So naturally that involves removing trash directly from the ocean itself. But if you think about it,
This just made me think about something. Wasn't that one actor supposed to be doing all this?
also got to cut the pollution off at the source.
And he's not doing shit?
Spigot off. And is it
I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I don't pay attention to a lot of
He did
stuff.
he did Shutter. Man, I can't remember his name. Shutter Island. In
their idea is to put these trash
Inception.
Leonardo DiCaprio?
yeah.
and that will go a long way to fixing the problem at the source. So that's
He said something about saving the world like 10 years ago, and then I never heard anything again.
Interceptor robots actually work. So step 1 is to anchor it near the bank of the river, and then as trash floats down the river, it
And that's what Stope is. That, you know, they got actually 22 million trees planted last time, so
and then once the trash is
Yeah, and they're still planting like 2,600 a day. I seen.
yeah, that's crazy.
dumpsters. And the fact that they float is really clever because it means once they're full, the interceptor can stay put while the dumpsters are flotiled down the river, where whatever can be recycled is recycled and the rest is properly disposed of using the local waste management system. On top of that, it's got solar panels and a rainwater collection system, so it's fully off the grid. And thanks to some onboard AI technology, the trash collection happens essentially autonomously. And importantly,
It's a nice machine.
that provides the interceptor, but it's the local government and communities that implement,
Dope.
operate, and maintain it. This one is in the Dominican Republic, and it's run locally by their naval officers, who are just incredibly lovely to work with, by the way. Oh, and as a final point, that floating barrier sticks only 1.5 feet deep into the water, which means while the trash gets captured on the surface, the fish can swim back and forth under it all day long. Or as Boyan puts it,
It's very good at catching plastic. It's terrible at catching fish.
unless fish, then it'll catch you.
If you're already dead and filled with gas,
Right.
you will be caught. Yeah.
will be
You will
The
be caught.
circle, the circle of life right there.
Straight up.
It's looking pretty nice. If I was you, I'd be getting a little nervous.
I'm a wee bit nervous, but the good news was that thanks to the steady consistency of my robot, I'd now overtaken them as the leader in the amount of trash collected. But even better was that while they continued to labor away in the hot sun, I just left mine on autopilot and took the opportunity to go enjoy the natural beauty of the Dominican beaches and make friends and hang out with some of the locals and even have this amazing Disney princess of a moment. And while I don't speak manatee, I think she was coming to say thank you on behalf of all the ocean creatures for us doing our part to keep the trash out of their home. And after that, my curiosity got the best of me, so I went to check out
It's a shitload of trash.
And after a brief
Yeah, it's amazing how much just ends up on the beach like that. Like,
You want to come help us?
truly amazing.
trash right now. Look at that, a cushion, a couch cushion. This is a live feed of what's going on right now.
Before I knew how fucked up the oceans were, I always assumed people were just like throwing their trash on the beach.
I eventually helped them out because I'm such a nice guy.
A lot of it.
Their hard-earned trash definitely in their own pile for them.
And that's the thing, like all these plastics create microplastics and it contaminates nearly everything. So we need to get this shit cleaned up.
Gringo for some reason. And right there behind me,
So the plastics are leaching into the ocean, is what you're telling me.
collecting trash
Yeah.
for me through
And into the water supplies and everything.
All
Yeah.
that shit. That's
The next
bad.
day started out nice, but then rained hard for a few hours.
That's not BPA certified.
River quite a bit. In fact, they told me after a heavy rain,
Nah.
all 6 dumpsters can get filled in a single day, which seemed just crazy to me. So when I asked where all the trash was coming from, we took a trip up the river, and before long, the source of the trash became pretty obvious. Anytime we saw a canal like this meant to carry rainwater to the river, and there were a lot of them, it would be filled with trash that washes down from the communities near the river. And even worse, you could see sometimes how people would throw trash off the side of a cliff down to the river as an improvised trash dump. And part of me felt really frustrated by this until we parked the boat and actually visited one of these communities. And out of the gate, I saw a soccer ball and tried to showcase some of my moves. But after that,
My ankle up and I quit. No.
Yep.
was to go full Sammy Sosa on him. But as we walked around
Damn.
and talked with them, it became apparent pretty quickly the trash ends up in the river because there are no other options. You and I have the luxury of putting our trash in a bin and rolling it out to the curb, and then it's magically empty by the end of the day. In the developed cities in the Dominican Republic, this is of course how it also works. But in these remote poor communities, there are a lot of challenges.
Developed cities there have really nice roads. I don't know if you that was like a cobblestone road, dude.
They don't have somewhere to put their waste, so whatever doesn't make it to the river just piles up in their own village. And in talking with the leaders in these communities, it's clear they're passionate about being part of the solution. And the Dominican government, in conjunction with the UN, is proactively working together with their own people to come up with custom long-term solutions and be an example to the rest of the world. The point is, everyone involved here knows that Interceptor is not intended to be the permanent fix.
Ultimately, we want to help ourselves out of business, and the sooner the better. There will come a day that we can just get rid of these interceptors, and there's no more plastic coming down these rivers. But until that day comes, we need to stop it from going into the ocean.
In the end, by the time I wrapped up my work at the Interceptor, we ended up making 2 trips with the dumpsters down the river so the waste could be properly disposed of.
Even though I basically did no manual labor to make this happen, there's still like a sense of pride here for some reason. I don't know.
Straight up.
Did it.
So after getting the
We did it.
all that was left to do now was to meet back up with Jimmy.
Wow, this is a certified butt ton right here. How much did you get?
I got it right here. How much did you get?
It's on my paper. I'm not showing you.
Alert, it's much, much less than 30 million pounds.
Okay, so before we show you our papers here and
It's
reveal
much
who
less
wins
than 30 million pounds.
versus machine, if you're watching this video, we need your help to get this pile of trash to 30 million pounds. And buckle up, 'cause the next 2 months are gonna be crazy.
Now for context, 2 years ago, the internet demanded we start Team Trees. And not only did we band together and reach our goal of planting 20 million trees by 2020, but people are still planting on average 2,600 trees per day on teamtrees.org. So in order to actually get 30 million pounds of trash and plastic out of the freaking ocean, we're following up Team Trees with TEAMSEAS. And we've spent the last 8 months working
Hell
with
yeah.
perfect
Hashtag
nonprofit
TEAMSEAS.
cleanup organizations for this goal.
And even though it was difficult, they guaranteed us that for every single dollar we raise, there will be 1 less pound of plastic and trash in the ocean. And that's just bonkers.
That literally means that for every $1 donated, this much trash comes out of the ocean. And for $5, this much trash comes out of the ocean.
And we're gonna pull this off by not just tackling trash in the ocean, but cutting off the trash sources at the rivers and beaches too. So half the money we raise will go to Boyan's charity, the Ocean Cleanup, so they can just make a butt ton more of these trash-eating robots, and then they'll place them in that 1% of rivers that are the worst offenders by far.
Look at that. That's
Insane, dude. It didn't even look like a river.
Focus on the beaches with tons of volunteer beach cleanups, and then of course actually going out to sea and cleaning up a bunch of trash there as well.
And so we need your help, because 30 million less pounds of trash in the ocean really means we're trying to raise $30 million by the end of the year, in just 2 months.
Which is insanity, and exactly why we banded together the entire YouTube community, heck, all of social media, to help us hit our goal by the end of the year.
Go TEAMSEAS!
Let's do this.
We're saving
a ton of YouTubers are on deck.
I don't know if you realize we can do
The
this.
big gunners, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oceans, good. TEAMSEAS.
And this person.
Bad.
I personally will be kicking things off by removing 100,000 pounds from the ocean by donating $100,000. And YouTube Originals has stepped up, and they'll be matching the first 400.
Oh, I didn't catch that
Oh,
before.
dang,
Did not
YouTube's
catch
matching?
that.
If you're a working adult, consider how much trash you're willing to remove to send a message. And if you're a kid, talk to your parents about this. Get creative and do some chores to earn some money. Or maybe talk to your teacher and set up a class or even school fundraiser using the team feature on the website.
And then after that, retweet anything to do with TeamSeas. Like, share, watch 100 times every TeamSeas video. Support this page. We need you.
Yeah, there's going to be thousands of different TeamSeas videos.
All your favorite
Make sure you check them out.
there on board TeamSeas. With all the division in the world, this just feels like something we can all see eye to eye on. Like everyone agrees that trash and plastic don't belong in our beautiful oceans. And of course we know TeamSeas alone won't solve this issue, but it sends a strong message that young people are hungry and willing to go beyond just retweets to raise awareness. We can be a catalyst for positive change in this world. I am just so stoked we totally got this. Really here.
62,738 pounds of trash is right here.
Wow.
What about you? Oh, 37,000? Yo, we beat him.
I will say, my robot in the next 2 weeks, he'll do that. So if you want to fund more robots and more humans to solve this important problem, click the blue button.
It's some feel-good stuff right here.
Right now.
Go donate.
Mr. Beast, go donate. It's a, it's a super good project to be working on. It has to be like a multi-prong approach to try to clean up the environment, clean up the atmosphere, and just clean up a lot of what ignorant and greedy humans did to the planet. So let's try to get the donations up there and support TeamSeas and get 30 million pounds of plastic out of the ocean. Like I said, it likes to micronize down and get into soils, get into water supplies. It ends up in the stomachs of a lot of different people, having havoc on their microbiome. So the more plastics we can get out of the ocean is the more that's out of the soil, and it's more that's out of the food stream as well. So definitely make sure you go out to teamseas.org and maybe throw them a little $5 or something like that. So a little bit goes a long ways. As long as we get a lot of people to donate just a little bit, we can reach this goal really quickly. They started this a little bit earlier today, and they're already at $1.7 million. So as you can see, this can really get going fast as long as everybody participates.
I feel like it goes without saying we can all agree that their oceans are our most important feature of this planet. It makes our planet highly unique in the cosmos. We have yet to find another planet even close to similar than ours. And we find hundreds of thousands of them every week. We got to protect this special thing we've been given, because as of yet, we don't have another one.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's the one thing that helps us regulate temperatures on the planet is the oceans. So if we can keep that, from going to shit, and maybe we can keep the temperature from going crazy. And
For real.
if we can, like they say, go at it still on a multi-pronged approach on getting the carbon out of the atmosphere, not releasing as much carbon into the atmosphere, as well as planting more trees instead of cutting them down, I think we can make a dent.
Yeah. Screw terraforming Mars. Let's terraform Earth.
Absolutely. Like I said, guys, go check out Team Seas. Thanks for checking out the video. This is more laid back video with me and Lantern just chilling. But it's for a good cause as well. So make sure you guys go check out Team Seas. Maybe donate a few dollars. You can. They do have merch on the Team Seas as well, which all the profit goes towards the cleaning up of the seas as well. So check them out.